You never know, and it does make me really feel for the flight attendants who have to put up with a lot. It's the medical breakthrough that could help people live longer. This artificial titanium heart helped an Australian man survive for 100 days, which is the longest period to date for someone using the technology. We're told the man in his 40s used it while he waited for a donor transplant. The device could potentially offer a long-term option for people suffering heart failure. However, it is still in trial. It's not approved right now for general use. That man, by the way, did get a new heart and is recovering well. So this is something that could lead to bigger impacts down the road.
Some of these scientific discoveries are just unbelievable, what they're thinking of and what they're doing.
I know. I'm so appreciative for the medical community. Kcal News Mornings at 9 starts right now.
This is Kcal News Mornings.
Right now at 9, mandatory evacuations are in effect in the Eaton Fire burn scar, and just in, more communities being hit with evacuation warnings. We're live with concerns about the incoming storm.
Plus, a man shot and killed at his Arcadia home. His wife and teenage son apparently witnessed the entire thing. We'll be live with the search for the gunman.
Plus, a new lawsuit claims Girl Scout cookies are full of toxins, but critics aren't so sure. Why they say the evidence is half-baked.
I just think there's a lot of foods we can't eat anymore, or shouldn't be eating.
Shouldn't be eating, at least.
Probably. It is 8:59 right now, and there's a live look at Long Beach, I think. It's pretty gray out there. I'm kind of socked in. Yeah, I don't know. Where is this?
Great day for the beach.
Wherever you want it to be, Jamie.
Santa Monica Pier, I think. I think. Good morning. You're watching Kcal News Mornings at 9, and today is Wednesday, March 12th. I'm Jamie Euclid.
I'm Ruta Shabazi. Thanks for joining us. Paul Diano and Amanda Sorrentino are here with your next weather and traffic as well. Good morning, and you've been busy.
It all looks the same, doesn't it? You know, all the pictures. This kind of gray.
It's just gray.
Yeah. Gray,
Drips
wet.
on the lens. Yeah, we got some rain moving in. Here's the problem is that we have heavy rain coming tonight, and the rain that we have outside right now is just going to kind of saturate the ground. So when the heavy stuff comes, there's not going to be much place for it to go, and most of it's going to turn into runoff. That's why we have a flood threat later on today. It doesn't look very impressive on the radar, but trust me, it's getting more and more widespread. There are numerous showers. They're still light, but they're showers nonetheless in eastern Ventura County, western LA County, Calabasas, Agoura Hills, Thousand Oaks, Simi Valley, Moore Park, and Oxnard getting some rainfall right now. We head to the east, and we have rain in Pasadena, in Arcadia, Glendora, West Covina, Alhambra. It is getting soggy out there. You saw the cameras. It's just kind of drippy. You'll be using your windshield wipers. Visibility is not great. It's going to be one of those days where it feels more like Seattle than Southern California. Said that a couple times over the past few weeks. Malibu, 54 degrees. This is once again the view at Long Beach. A lot of low cloud cover, a couple drips on the lens. It'll be raining more on than off as the day progresses. So showers now. What happens throughout the day? Well, it'll become a steady light rainfall by this afternoon, and then tonight, that's when a front arrives, and it's going to go from light rain to heavy rain pretty quickly, and that's when the flooding possibility increases. Here's your next weather forecast for Irvine. Some showers this morning, a much better chance of rain this evening and overnight tonight. And not that warm, only a high of 60 degrees. These are your highs. Some mornings I'll show you these as your current temperatures. Not today. Today, it is all about the chilly air and the rain moving in, highs around 60 degrees. Let's see how the roads are doing. Here's Amanda. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, Paul, the roads, we're seeing that rain out there. Here's the 405 freeway at the 10. You can see it's a little slick out there, and it was slow going as well. So commute times for you for that area. The northbound 405 from the 105 to the 10 is going to take you 31 minutes. Going the opposite way, a little bit longer, just over an hour. So an hour and 10 minutes there. Southbound 405 from Roscoe to Sunset. So a little slow for you on the 405. Okay, so there's something happening here in Bell Gardens on the 710. We're seeing some sort of situation. We're trying to figure out what exactly is going on there, but it's going slow right as you enter Bell Gardens from both directions on the 710 if you go through there. We also have a stalled car on the eastbound 105 before Lakewood Boulevard. The middle lane is blocked there. Back to you guys.
Okay, Amanda, thank you so much. Storm 1 moved through up without much damage to the burn scars, but that stronger storm is on the way.
Homeowners in the mandatory evacuation zones are packing up to head out, hoping the damage will not be as bad as last month. Kcal News reporter Cara Finstrom is live in Sierra Madre with concerns about the catch basin's ability to do their job this time around. I know people are very concerned, Cara.
They are, and just a short while ago, we had some officers going through here announcing the mandatory evacuation orders for this area. You may remember we were up here in mid-February when this whole street was just swamped with mud. Since then, they have put this plywood and some of these sandbags into place to protect some of these homes. A short while ago, there was a news conference that was held with county leaders talking about the storm on the way now and noting that they'll be monitoring the Sierra Madre Dam.
We do expect that facility as designed to flow over its spillway during this event at some point. It did that in the last event. It properly, the flows went over the spillway, ended up in the channel system and flowed safely past homes.
Now, 3 weeks ago, those storms triggered mud flows in numerous neighborhoods. Some residents here say the mud went into their homes, causing thousands of dollars worth of damage. Sierra Madre's mandatory evacuation orders are going to remain in place through 6 tomorrow evening. We spoke earlier with Deputy City Manager Laura Aguilar. She says the city and the county are concerned about this storm because it could pack a punch similar to the rains in February.
There were a number of mudslides. We had to have our public safety go and rescue some drivers. We also, at that time, had our basins, our catch basins were empty in the city. This time we're not starting from scratch. While we made significant effort to clear them out, they are not completely empty at this time. So that's a concern for us.
And the city has already activated its emergency operations center. I want to leave you with another live look here at some of the damage that was caused by the last storm. This area completely swamped. Mud went into that area beneath their home. So they've all shored up and just waiting for this storm as it starts to approach. Back to you.
All right, Cara, thank you. Good to see them prepared there. For a broader view of these evacuation warnings and orders for the burn scars, let's head over now to Assignment Manager Mark Liu at the desk with a look at where people may need to leave. Mark.
Yeah. Rutabaga, Jamie, these evacuation orders and warnings are growing. There's an evacuation order just to the north of where Cara Finstrom was. There's evacuation orders in Palisades, and now new evacuation warnings in Orange County set to take effect a little later this morning. Now, come out to my screen. Let's start first with where Cara was reporting from. This is the Sierra Madre area. She was right about there on that hillside community, right on the border of this evacuation order here on the north side of Sierra Madre. Went into effect at about 7 this morning. You can see there's also some evacuation warnings here a little further south from the hillsides. And of course, the entire Altadena area here, the hillsides in the south end of the burn scar, the Eden fire, is under an evacuation warning. This isn't the only place that has evacuation issues. I'm going to come on down here over to the Palisades fire. You can see this has been in effect since the burn, but this actually is very new right here. This evacuation warning near the Mandeville Canyon area, that's new in just the last few minutes. And of course, the entire area of Malibu here under an evacuation warning up to the Franklin burn scar. And then of course, there's an evacuation warning here near Hidden Hills. That's from the Kenneth fire burn scar. It's about 1,000 acres. But this just popped up. If I go down here into Orange County, this is slated to begin at about 10 a.m. this morning. These are the communities of Trabuco Canyon, Hot Springs Canyon, Bell Canyon, Long Canyon, and Majeska Canyon, all from the airport fire burn scar, which was in this area in September of 2024, about 23,000 acres. These evacuation warnings you see here are set to take effect at 10 a.m. again because this storm is expected to dump a lot of water as it moves through our area. That's it from the desk. Keep monitoring this. Send it back to you.
All right, Mark, thank you. This morning, detectives are investigating the death of a man shot at his home in Arcadia.
KCAL News reporter Tina Patel is live at the scene where the sheriff's department is still gathering information. Tina.
Good morning. A lot of neighbors have been coming by, but no one we talked to actually saw or heard anything last night except for the police helicopter circling above. You can see that the investigators are still here. One neighbor tells us that the family involved, no one really knew them very well because they had just moved here